Hello, my name is Casiana and I'm from R&R Partners, Bucharest. Today we'll discuss about how to open an SA in Romania. You may have already heard of SRL and PFA, the most common types of companies for entrepreneurs just starting out. But what do we do when the business scales? If you want to list on the stock market or use a large capital more efficiently from the beginning, in these cases, the joint stock company or SA is the ideal solution. What is an SA? Joint stock company, or for short SA, is a company with legal personality through which a business can be legally managed. There are several types of businesses organization besides the SA, such as the limited liability company, SRL, or the collective name society, or the sole proprietorship, but each has certain particularities. How does liability work in a SA? If you choose to open an SA, you must know that if the shareholders don't fulfill the obligations they have assumed, they will be liable in a limited way according to the company's assets. For example, if the social patrimony is 100 lei and there are two shareholders who participate in a proportion of 50% both in the losses and in the gain, in the event that there is an obligation of 150 lei that has exceeded the due date, the creditors will directly exclusively on the amount of maximum 100 lei. In principle, the shareholders of a joint stock company will be liable in proportion to 50% depending on the share capital they have deposited. You can follow us on our Instagram account or Facebook account, or you can subscribe on our channel to find out more about our legal information. Is there a maximum number of shareholders? I say it has no maximum number of shareholders, but it has a minimum number. It's necessary to always have at least two shareholders in the company right from its establishment. If the joint stock company remains at the given time with only one shareholder for more than 9 months, any interested person can request the dissolution of the company. But the request for dissolution will not be accepted by the court if at least one shareholder is added to the SA before the decision remains final. What can be the value of a share? A share cannot have a value lower than 0.1 lei. For example, 10 bani. What would a joint stock company look like with 4 shareholders who participate differently in the social patrimony? For example, if you have shareholders A, B, C, and D, where A and B participate with 20 lei and C and D participate with 30 lei, the social patrimony will be 100 lei. Further, if a share has 10 lei, then A and B will have 2 shares participating in proportion of 20% both in the gain and loss, and C and D 3 shares participating in proportion of 20% in both winning as well as losing. If you need more legal advice, you can contact us at this number. What documents are needed to open an SA? There are several documents that the file to be submitted to the National Office of the Trade Register, ONRC, should contain, among which application for company registration, proof of verification of availability and reservation of the company name, the articles of incorporation of the company, the passports of the shareholders, tax records of the shareholders, the hosting deed of the premises, for example, a deed of ownership, a rental contract, certificate from the town hall certifying the existence of the place, etc. Annex on fiscal registration. How long does it take to set it up? The incorporation of the joint stock company takes 3 or 4 working days, a period then starts from the date of submission of the documentation to the ONRC. If there are additional observations or clarifications, the file is postponed, but it can be put back on the roll again, in which case the new settlement term will also be 3-4 working days starting from the day of submission of the request to complete the file and change of the settlement term. If you need more legal advice, you can contact us at this email address and you can book a consultation.